Welcome back to Robo Rides, the channel where we explore the future of cars, the thrill of engineering, and everything that makes driving feel alive. Today, we're diving into one of the most anticipated cars of the decade, the 2026 Mazda Miata. The Miata has always been more than just a car. It's a symbol of pure driving joy, lightweight, perfectly balanced, and built with one purpose, to make every drive an experience. And now, in 2026, Mazda says they've taken that philosophy to the next level. For over 3 decades, the Miata has followed one golden rule, Jinba Itai, which means the unity between horse and rider. Mazda wants the car and driver to feel like one. That idea shaped the first Miata back in 1989, and it's still the beating heart of this 2026 model. But this time, Mazda had to balance that philosophy with the demands of a new era, stricter emissions, hybrid powertrains, and digital connectivity. The question is, did they manage to do that without losing the soul of the Miata? Let's find out. First, let's talk about the design. The 2026 Miata is instantly recognizable. It's still small, low, and athletic. But now, it's sharper, leaner, and more purposeful. Mazda calls this evolution of its Kodo design language, emotion in motion. The front end features slimmer LED headlights that stretch into the fenders, giving the car an almost predatory stare. The hood line is lower, the proportions are more sculpted, and the rear has a clean, almost minimalist look with thin light strips that wrap around the edges. The car looks modern, but not flashy. It's like Mazda knew exactly where to stop, right before it lost that classic Roadster charm. Open the door and you'll see a cabin that blends simplicity with technology. The layout remains driver-focused, no giant screens taking over the dash. The central display is now an 8-inch OLED that floats above a clean dash line, angled perfectly toward the driver. But the magic here isn't in the screens or the buttons, it's in how everything feels. The gear shifter is positioned just right, the steering wheel is small and tactile, and the seats hug you without being too tight. Mazda hasn't forgotten what makes driving fun. It's about the feel, not the flash. Now, let's get to the heart of it, the powertrain. The 2026 Miata introduces something that had a lot of purists worried, electrification. But don't panic, Mazda's engineers have approached this with surgical precision. Under the hood sits a 1.8-liter Skyactiv X engine paired with a mild hybrid system. This setup uses Mazda's SPCCI technology, spark-controlled compression ignition, to deliver the efficiency of a diesel with the smoothness and rev-happy nature of a gasoline engine. The result? Around 180 horsepower and instant torque from the hybrid assist motor. It's not about chasing big numbers, it's about responsiveness, balance, and that instant connection when you hit the throttle. And yes, the manual transmission lives on. A 6-speed gearbox, beautifully weighted and short throw, remains standard. Mazda said it best, the day the Miata loses its manual is the day we stop building it. The automatic version is still available for those who want it, but true enthusiasts will be smiling from the first shift. The new chassis, known internally as the NA platform, is lighter yet stiffer than before. Mazda used more aluminum and carbon-reinforced plastics in the frame, reducing the curb weight to just under 2,400 pounds, almost unheard of in today's world of heavy hybrid cars. The balance is nearly perfect, 51% front, 49% rear. What that means on the road is precision. Every corner, every input, every slide feels predictable, natural, and incredibly satisfying. One of the most impressive updates is in the suspension tuning. Mazda worked with race engineers to refine the double wishbone setup, making it even more communicative. The car dances on the edge of grip but never feels twitchy or unstable. Add in a new electronic limited slip differential that reacts in milliseconds, and you've got a Roadster that feels alive beneath you, no matter how fast or slow you're going. Mazda also introduced something called Kinematic Motion Control Plus, which subtly applies the brakes to the inner rear wheel during cornering. It's not intrusive, you won't even notice it's working. But it keeps the car flat and composed, making you feel like a better driver every time you push it. Inside, the technology has matured. You get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a premium Bose sound system with speakers in the headrests, and a fully digital instrument cluster that still keeps a classic round tachometer right in the center. Because in a Miata, the revs always matter most. Safety features like adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and lane keep assist come standard, not to intrude, but to support when needed. On the road, the 2026 Miata feels like an old friend who just got sharper reflexes. It's light on its feet, quick to respond, and endlessly rewarding. The hybrid system adds just enough torque to make city driving smoother, while the engine still sings when you rev it past 6,000 RPM. It's proof that you can adapt to modern times without losing your soul. Mazda also confirmed that a fully electric Miata is in development, likely coming around 2028. But this 2026 model stands as a perfect bridge between the analog past and the digital future. It's a statement that driving can still be emotional, even in an era ruled by touchscreens and algorithms. Pricing starts around $33,000, with the higher trims touching the $40,000 mark. Considering the craftsmanship, the technology, and the purity of the experience, that's still one of the best deals in the sports car world. So, what does the 2026 Mazda Miata represent? It's a love letter to driving. It's proof that passion and engineering can coexist with progress. It's not about speed records, luxury interiors, or tech overload. It's about feeling connected to the car, the road, and yourself. Every gear shift, every curve, every mile reminds you why you fell in love with cars in the first place. At a time when so many cars feel like computers on wheels, the Miata reminds us that simplicity still wins. That emotion matters more than horsepower. And that sometimes, the best way forward is to stay true to what made you great. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2026 Mazda Miata, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Robo Rides, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next feature. We've got some amazing cars coming up, from electric legends to reborn classics. Until next time, keep driving, keep dreaming, and remember, the road is always calling.